thank you very much to the organizer, for giving us the opportunity to present our work. So indeed, it's a joint paper with Andrew, who just made the presentation, and with Greulich from Sciences Po. So it's about a U-shape pattern, of well-being in Europe, and we are going to discuss about the role of being partner, or the role of the family. So I'm going to start with a very simple issue. First, I would say that, and you know that, of course, that subjective well-being score are correlated with variables that are well known, like being employed, having good health, having a high income, etc., etc. Everything of those kind of elements are well known, and sometimes there are also some systematic correlation, which are less intuitive. And the one I'm going to discuss about is a U-shaped relationship with respect to age. The fact that during your life cycle there is a midlife crisis, and during which your life satisfaction could be lower than when you were young or old. And so in the previous presentation, the policy recommendations were complicated. Here it's even more complicated because, of course, you don't want to skip this period and becoming immediately old, after your stage. Okay? So I'm going to concentrate on this one and start by presenting some evidence that were done in other papers. So those are due to Sheng and Coates. So here there are various surveys. On the upper left, you have the BHBS, British survey, and you have this clear U-shaped pattern, of life satisfaction as a function of age. And on the right, you have the panel, the socioeconomic German panel, which is also U-shaped, even though it's a bit less clear. You see that the minimal point could vary, it's at 45, for the British, whereas it's a bit later than 15 in those evidence, for the Germans. And I have also some similar result, for Australia with the INDA. If you take the Eurobarometer data, so you have a lot of observations, 36 nations, and you could compute, also this life cycle satisfaction with respect to age. So you see here in blue, let's say the raw data, without any control, which is U-shaped. This could be smooth, Andrew, maybe next time you will present some smooth estimates, but nevertheless you see this U-shape that peak at age 55, more or less. And with control, it's what we have in red, it's more or less the same. Okay, so those are the estimate of Stone, Deaton, and Coates. It's the overall well-being score, the overall well-being computer with the country score. It's also U-shaped. So you could have other kind of measures. Here it's the suicide rate in UK. So you see that as soon as you adjust for cohort and time effect, for both gender, you will have this peak, in terms of suicide in midlife. And this is sleeping time, which is also very low, at the age of 40, especially if you compare to earlier and later ages. UK hospital admission for sleep disorder also do peak at the age of 50, so this is an additional objective measure, of not being. Okay, this is migraine. So still you have like a handshake, pattern, for migraine. So at the age of 50, you are the more likely to have a migraine. Maybe it's because of the teen at home, So what we do is actually it's very simple. we are going to simply recompute those patterns with respect to life, but distinguishing, people that are in couple, who have a partner, and those who are single. Okay? So we are going to consider cross-section data from the EU silk, and so there are many individuals in many different countries, and the dependent variable here is the overall life satisfaction that range from 0 to 10. So there are a lot of differences from one European country to another one. Okay, so you will see that in Austria people are very happy. So this is great. And of course, this leads you to have some country fix effect. So this is the overall life satisfaction by age and sex. So there are no much difference, from when you distinguish gender. Men are in blue here, and women are in red, and you have this decline. And that's, when you start, the computation at the age of 15, there's this decline till the age of 55, which is really striking, and then a significant increase. And then I would say this is the main graph of the presentation. As soon as you split your sample, considering partner people and non-partner people, then the pattern is completely different. You still have this this U-shape pattern, which is very clear, for non-partner people, both male and woman. But the U-shape is much less clear, as soon as you are considering those who are with a partner. So you could do some regressions. So here it's two sets of regression, where you try to explain the life satisfaction as a function of the age categories. And here we run a relation, with controlling for partnership, and then we see that this coefficient increase, at the age of 50. Okay, so the U is dampened, as soon as you consider, the partnership status. And therefore, if you separate your data, and you run two different regression, one for those who are partner and those for those who are non-partner, then you get nearly no significant age difference, across age category among the partners. So this is a graphical representation, of, if I may, of those regression. But I feel that you did understand the point. So in general, people do come to conference and they present results and they explain after that the results are very robust. So in my case, well, actually it would not be the case. Indeed, we are using the EU silk, which is a panel, but question, about life satisfaction, is only in the 2013 wave. We did some cross-section analysis. As a robustness check, we wanted to see, notably in panel survey, whether this finding could be found. So we have done it for the BHPS, for the German socioeconomic panel, and for Italy. So for BHPS, so here you have three kind of graph. Above there is everyone, so you see this clear U-shaped pattern. But as soon as you are considering either only those who are with the partner and those who are not with the partner, it's much less clear, that there are any single difference, between those two kind of. And it's also true for the SOAP, okay? Even though the life satisfaction, for very young partner people, here, but still more or less we do have, in SWOT, a U-shape pattern, notably for the partnership. And in the ILDA, it's also the same, so we still have the U-shape pattern. So what was found, within the cross-section data is not, is not seen, in panel data. So, if I have 2 minutes, I guess. We now try to figure out what could explain those differences between those two kinds of data. First, it might be an issue about the countries, about the British, or about the Germans, or whatever. But actually, if you simply stick to EU silk, the result for UK and Germany are the same as the one we did present. It does not seem to be here the problem. Might be that those panels are, the data that you could have in those panels are not good, but actually not. It's not a possible, route. The cross-section result in those two data sets are very standard, and the U-shape, it's not the longitudinal, way of computing the shape, which is strange. Actually, it's also true, in cross-section. So might be that there could be a marriage mortality premium. Okay, with that, but actually, what we have is that, so indeed, those who are in partnership, do survive longer, but then, the bias will be in the other direction. If this bias is significant, it will go in the other direction, because it's much more those who are non-partner that are more selected, and therefore their life satisfaction score are too high, in those. So there is a difficult thing that we are working on, which is a selection into and out marriage. So might be that one way of reconciling, those two conflicting results is to look at, selection into marriage. Those who are selected in their 30s and 40s might be happier than those selected into marriage at the age of 20 or 60. And those who are selecting out of marriage are the unhappier one in their 30s and 40s. Okay, and I'm concluding, so the U-shape is still there, and still it can explain, some cross-section data do provide some good news regarding the protective role of partnership, but there might be a selection issue, about the happy and unhappy type, in and out partnership. So thank you very much.